we're going to get into one of the most significant stories that's been going on for the past several days, and it is the disappearance of Carlee Russell. But before I do, I want to say something really quick. My name is Elliott Connie, and I am a psychotherapist. I practice in the state of Texas. I'm licensed to practice psychotherapy, and I wanted to respond to some of the most popular stories that are going on in the news, going on in the media, to give a therapist reaction. And that is what this series of videos is all about. Now, look, some of the things that I'm going to say, people may not agree with. And I'm going to try really hard to just give factual information and interpretation without innuendo and all that sort of stuff. But I want you to know, like, you may agree or disagree with some of the things that I say, but I'm a very credible source to talk about mental health and to talk about things from a therapist's perspective. I'm one of the leaders in this field. I've written 5 books about psychotherapy. I have a large following, like all those things. So before you listen, I want you to be aware that I'm a very credible source to talk about things related to mental health. So if you are interested in these kind of reactions, you're interested in these videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on Instagram, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, follow me, and I'm going to continue to deliver really good content to you. So today, let's get into it. I want to talk about what's going on with Carlee Russell and that whole situation. And I'm not going to get into whether or not I think she's telling the truth or not, but there are several things I want to talk about in terms of abduction and why people would fake them. Now, I'm not going to say whether I think that she has faked her abduction or not. I have watched a lot of news about this story. I watched the Hoover police. This incident happened in Hoover, Alabama. I've watched a lot of the press conferences that have come out of Hoover, Alabama, and the police seem skeptical of this story, which I can understand why people seem skeptical. People online are going, oh, social media is just annihilating this young lady. And I will say, I think that's unfair. We don't know the facts. We don't know what has happened. And I don't see any reason why people on social media seem to have a desire to prove this person wrong or to discover this person is lying. Maybe she lied. Maybe she didn't. That is something that she, her family, her loved ones have to deal with. It has nothing to do with me. But as a psychotherapist, I want to tell you why people create false stories and why these hoaxes exist. So before I do that, let's go into the story. So I went to actually the Hoover Police Department website, and they have a page where they really kind of do a great job of outlining the details of what happened. The Hoover Police Department in their press conference, they didn't make any accusations. They were very careful, and they just outlined the facts. And they've got all the facts leading up to the abduction pretty well laid out, and you can read the story on their website, but I'll just kind of go over it a bit here so you have the information in front of you. So she left work, she stopped at a couple of stores, and she bought some items. She brought some stuff with her from work, bought a couple items like Cheez-Its, they said, snack items at a Target, and then when she was driving home, she pulled over on the side of the road and called 911. The Hoover Police Department at their press conference played the 911 tape, was last about 2.5 minutes, where she said she saw a young baby boy, she thought it was, that was clothed, but not wearing pants. It looked to Carlee, according to this 911 tape, as a diaper. And the 911 officer asked, is there anybody around? She said no. Do you see any cars? She said no. And Carlee is just looking at this baby. The 911 officer asked, is she with the baby? Carlee said no, she didn't get out of the car. So she just asked her to sit there and watch the baby, don't get out of the car because it might be unsafe. And the road they were on was a major interstate. So just sit there and watch this baby. The 911 officer asked her to turn on her hazard lights, which she did, and then she got off the phone. Now, apparently next, she called a family member, and when she was on the phone with the family member, somebody came out of the woods, got Carlee out of the car, forced her over a fence, according to what they said, forced her over a fence, and then she was missing for the next 49 hours, and no one knows what transpired during that 49 hours. Now, I will say, the police have done an investigation. No one else reported seeing a baby on the side of the road. No one else reported any kind of an incident. like this. There was no baby reported to be missing in that area. And there were some very suspicious things found on her phone. Certain stuff the police said they would not disclose because they want to honor Carlee's privacy. But they did find her making suspicious searches. One search was, how do you take money from a cash register and not get caught? She had watched the movie Taken recently. She did a search about the movie Taken. Another search was a one-way bus ticket from wherever she is in Alabama to Birmingham, Alabama. So the police have found information that caused them to be skeptical. They want to have a follow-up conversation with Carlee. And as of now, they have not been able to have a follow-up conversation with Carlee. The family is saying because she's not in a good state. So I just want to state those things as facts. Those things are facts. Does it mean she has lied? I don't know. Police stopped short of making an accusation during their press conference. So I too will stop short of making an accusation. I do not know. But I do know that on social media, people are going in on Carlee Russell about her committing like a hoax and just making this whole thing up, which got me to thinking, why do people do that? Why do people make up hoaxes? Again, I'm not saying Carlee did. I'm gonna let the facts play themselves out. I'm gonna let the investigators do the investigation. But why do people commit hoaxes? And from a mental health standpoint, there's really two different reasons why people go to this degree. The first one is there is a psychological need for attention. And some of us have that psychological need that is either unmet from the people around us, or we have that psychological need in overdrive and willing to do things that will cause us to get that attention. One of the most common things that most people have heard about that is about that kind of attention is something called Munchausen by proxy. And Munchausen by proxy, if you guys are not aware, Munchausen by proxy, it's when a parent will cause harm to a child on purpose so that they get attention for being the parent of a sick child. So the most popular movie where this was demonstrated, where most people saw it, was in a movie called The Sixth Sense that starred Bruce Willis and young actor Haley Joel Osteen was his name. And in that movie, one of the characters was a mom who had intentionally made her child sick by giving her poison so that she would vomit and get sick, and then eventually the child passed away. That's a very common thing, and parents do that. It's usually moms. They do that so they get the attention for being the parent of a sick child. And when you're the parent of a sick child, you get a lot of attention. Like, people give you sympathy, and they look at you as this hero because you're caring for this sick child. And it's so addicting that sometimes people do that kind of stuff just to get the attention, and they can make their child ill. Now, it is also common that I could do something like this. Like, I can make up a story like an abduction, and you get a lot of attention. And over the past, 2, 3, 4 days, this has become a national and international story. So someone could easily get this kind of attention or do this to get this kind of attention because they are seeking out attention. So that's one of the things that will drive people to do things to this extreme. Now, also I will say that sometimes we do it for attention from a very specific person. Like, I might be upset with my boyfriend because I don't think my boyfriend attends to me, and I'm going to pretend to be abducted, and then he will miss me and I will get that kind of attention from him. So she might be thinking like, oh, I'm upset with my boyfriend, he's not paying enough attention to me, so if I am gone for a few days, he's gonna miss me, and I'm gonna get that attention. So when I say attention, it's not just attention from the whole world. But we don't always realize, like, sometimes doing something like that to that extreme just to get that one person's attention will capture the attention of the police, the news pick it up, and then boom, it's a story that goes everywhere. So sometimes, like, people don't even think that far. They're just like, I really want attention from my boyfriend, who I think is not paying enough attention to me. So I'm gonna do this extreme thing to get that person's attention. Before you know it, you have the whole world's attention. So that's one of the reasons that people commit hoaxes, such as what this potentially could be. Another reason that people do it is out of panic, to escape something. So, for example, if I'm in a relationship, again, I'm gonna talk from the perspective of Carlee, if this is the situation. But another thing that happens if I'm in a situation, I feel stuck, I feel trapped, I want to leave my boyfriend, but I'm afraid to have that conversation with him, or I want to leave my job, or I want to leave my situation, and I feel stuck. Even if it's psychologically, even if I'm not really stuck, because obviously you can break up with anybody you want to. You can sit down and have the conversation with your job. You can leave. But if I feel psychologically stuck and I feel like I can't leave and I feel that sense of claustrophobia, we tend to panic and we do something extreme to get out of the situation, which, by the way, in my mind would justify why she's looking up one-way tickets from Hoover, Alabama to Birmingham, Alabama, is like one of the reasons we do these things, because we want to escape. And it's an easy way to say, look, I'm not going to have the conversation with you about wanting to break up or wanting to leave this life or wanting to leave my living circumstances. This extreme thing happened, so now I'm going to leave these circumstances. So those are the two reasons. Like, people panic and they want to escape, or people want attention. It's an interesting thing, and again, I have no idea whether Carlee was in which category she might have been in, or even if she was making it up at all. But these are things that people do, and people sometimes, man, people are really struggling psychologically. And what happens on social media, to be very honest, scares me. What happens on social media makes me really, really nervous, because people are really attacking this person. I found a story on social media where it talked about the police can't verify most of the information, as I reviewed earlier. And people on social media are going in on these stories and trying to, they're making jokes about her like she's a laughing stock. And I just think we need to let the investigation play out. These police officers seem competent. They seem like they're doing a thorough job. They did a press conference earlier today.
6 days ago, our community learned about the disappearance of Carlee Russell, and it sent fear and pandemonium not just through our city, but the entire state and the nation as well.
And in that press conference, they detailed they're doing a thorough investigation. They stopped short of making any allegations. They just reviewed the facts. You can go on YouTube and find this story. But I don't understand just how negative and awful social media has become. This woman may be lying or she may not, but I don't understand the drive to try to be the person to discover that, other than the investigators, like just the lay person on social media. It's like, just let the situation play itself out, and whatever happens, happens. And I also want to tell you, like, if she did create this hoax, I hope I've outlined two major reasons why people do this sort of thing. And anybody who do these things is trouble. There's something causing them significant trouble. And I hope that that person heals and gets whatever they need in a healthy way. I will also say, if she did create a hoax, like, she's going to have to be held accountable and will deserve that. And I'm not someone who thinks she should not be held accountable. Like, if she did these things and all these resources were spent during these days trying to find her, and all of these false reports were made and a false 911 and all of those things, she should be held accountable. But I hope I've outlined two major reasons why people create hoaxes. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it makes some sense and adds some information to this current situation. I hope this family, regardless of how we got here, regardless of whether it's true or not, this family's gonna have to deal with a lot of stuff for a long time. I hope this family finds the love and support that they need. I hope this young lady finds the love and support that she needs. I hope she can get through this tough time. If she has created a hoax, she's gonna create a legal complication for herself. And I hope she has all the resources and care and warmth around her to help her deal with whatever's coming next. And this is gonna be a difficult situation. So, and people on social media, like, you're not making the world a better place. It is not making anyone's life better to attack someone on social place whom you don't know and whom you don't know all the facts. So let the situation play itself out. And regardless whether she's telling the truth or not, she is a human being that is struggling, and I think all human beings need love, support, and care. So why not spread that? So thanks, y'all. I really appreciate you guys being here watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We release a video every single day of a therapist's reaction, which is me, where we talk about the psychotherapist perspective of something going on in the news. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're watching this video, and you will see more videos just like this. I will see you next time.